What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Marcus, and no, I did not upgrade my gym lighting or expand my basement gym. I have the pleasure of being at the Rep Fitness Showroom in Carlisle, Pennsylvania today, where I'm going to do an overview of this whole space and explain some of the benefits of coming here. It's been about 2.5 years since I did my first video here when they had their grand opening, so I figured now was a good time to actually come back, showcase some of the new items as well as some of the upgraded things like the Aries 2 compared to the Aries 1. Today I actually have the privilege of having the manager of the store here, Michael. He's going to walk through the space with us and give us some explanations and some details about what we have in store, so I make sure I'm giving you the most accurate information. Michael, thank you for having me today.
Yeah, Marcus, great to have you.
So basically, we are going to do a walkthrough first, and then I do want to spend some time on some of the new featured items like the Aries 2, the Hyperion behind us, and the Arcadia Max, and a few other things. I do want to give you guys the accurate information, like I said, so I'm going to get behind the camera while we do a quick walkthrough, and Michael can answer some of the questions for us that you might have. So Mike, give us a little bit of a layout of what we have here in the store and how it's configured so people can walk through.
So over here we have our 4000 series racks. So at Rep Fitness we have 4000 and 5000 series racks. So starting out with our 4000, we have some different configurations just so that people can kind of imagine what they can do based off their space. Moving over to the other side, we have our 5000 series racks. So similar but different, and again, just different configurations with some of our cable systems, including our new Aries 2.0 and 1.0 right next to each other so people can compare side by side and really understand the difference in which one they want to get. As we move down the line, we move into some different kind of rack configurations for people's different needs. So on the right here, we have our half racks. So we have the Apollo rack and the Omni rack, and these are great for traditionally more of like a college or university weight room, or even like a high school weight room. And then on the other side, we have some more of our budget-friendly racks for folks who are just kind of getting started out and might not have as much to spend on their home gym. So we have our squat rack, 4000 squat rack. We have a squat stand for our friends who are maybe in just like Olympic weightlifting or powerlifting and just need something really quick and small to fit in their space.
As you said, this is something you guys configured yourself here in the store.
Exactly. So this isn't something that we actually market on our website, but just something to display that you can get really creative with all of our equipment, and it's kind of your imagination is the limit with what you can do. And then we have our kind of more basic racks. So we have our PR 1100 here. We have two of them side by side, one in our metallic black finish and one in the matte. Both come with cable options, so you can either get the selectorized lat pull down low row or the plate loaded, and you can still get some cool attachments like the weight horns, the strap safeties, and some other fun things. And then we even have our 1050 short rack. Again, another great option for someone just starting out and maybe is really limited on space but still wants to be able to work out.
Telling us what your height is and then standing under that so we can see what that scale is for people.
So I am 5'9". If I stand right next to the rack, I'm practically as tall as the pull-up bar. Yeah, so that's why it's so great to be able to come to the showroom, just because something like that might be hard to imagine just looking on a website. But when you get to actually come here and physically see it in person, especially for someone who might be at a shorter height and might prefer something like this, can really understand, is it going to fit? And also, you know, even for a pull-up height, you know, how much am I going to have to bend my legs or whatnot, just to really understand if that's the right decision for you.
Here we have what, Oculus?
That's right. So this is kind of more of a fun build. This is kind of like our Strongman option. It's something that is more unique and not maybe as common to most home gyms, but it's a really fun option for people who want to get into more of a sport-specific thing like Strongman. Some cool features to it. You can obviously use it just like a standard yoke where you kind of come up underneath of it right here and you would pick it up and then you can walk with it. Other great options are you can do farmer's carries with it too. So we have these carry handles of different varieties too. And then we also have the sled handles on the back here, so you can use it as a sled as well. So it's really got a multi-function use. If you also are limited on space, you can use it as just your traditional squat rack as well. You can throw some J-cups, some spotter arms on here, and it can handle kind of any workout you want, including a pull-up bar. So the possibilities are kind of endless. That's also for including the add-on weight as well whenever you're carrying it or lifting it up like the yoke. So this is one of our newer products. So this is the Hyperion 1.0. This is one of our newer products that we have on display. Something that's really unique to this is it takes some of the components we already had on our current racks, and we really spread it out so that it can include our newer storage as well. For someone who has a bunch of equipment and wants to be able to keep it all up off the floor, but also have a rack and a cable system, you can get everything all in one here. So we have our Athena, which is our dual-sided functional trainer. You come here, one on this side, one on the other side. Great for people who want to have those really wide stretch cable crossovers. But then you also have the functionality of the squat rack here in the center and your lat pull down low row. So you really get all of it in one huge awesome configuration. Not a rep product, but something that we just kind of creatively designed here in the showroom just to display what someone can do. So we took one of our dumbbell crates that has the nice rep logo on it, and then put some stall mats with it to make an awesome deadlift platform. And then on top of it, we have our Hades deadlift bar, which is really fun and unique. So again, another great reason why to come into the showroom, because then you can actually test out our barbells like our Hades if that's something you're considering. And we even have an awesome deadlift platform for you to try it out on. So right here in the front, these two benches are both the same, the army green and the metallic black. Those are our Blackwing or AB 5300. These are kind of the cream of the crop, all the bells and whistles. So things that are included here, we have our zero gap technology. So people hate when there's a big gap between their seat and their back pad. But what we've done is we've put a little pin here to kind of move this back and forth so that when you're benching, especially in the flat position, you never have that big gap again. And then if you want to raise it in the incline function, all you have to do is just move this up. And then I just take the back pad and just lift up with an awesome ladder system in the back to adjust. And now I have an incline bench as well. Some other fun features that we have on here is knurled handles here to adjust your back pad. And then also here in the front to be able to move your bench, which is just a fun detail that we like to include on our benches. We also have knurling here on the knob to switch the zero gap, which is fun. Some other cool features are for the seat pad. If you want to adjust it, at least to adjust it up, all you have to do on it is lift up, and then it's already right in the perfect position, which is really easy, so you don't have to reach down every single time. Now, when you want to bring it back down, there is a pin that you have to pull out, but still super easy to adjust. Other cool features you can see on the Blackwing next to it, we have a leg roller attachment that can be attached to it. This is currently in the inverted position. What I love about that is I love to train the Nordic hamstring curl, so great for locking your legs in and then being able to go down into that movement. Other people love it to place it down, and then you can invert the bench up into an incline position and then do a lot of different core exercises. So that's really awesome as well. And this is our only bench that comes with a separate leg attachment. So that's a nice feature to the Blackwing. One of the final features about this that is great is it has vertical storage ability, which is super great for people who don't have a ton of space in their gym, but still want a nice bench and want to be able to get it out of the way while they're not using it. So all you have to do is take it from the handle and pick it up, and now it's out of the way. The 5200 2.0. Some upgraded features to this is we put the knurling on the front handle as well, just like the AB 5300. Now, some differences between this and the Blackwing is in the front, it's now a ladder system just like the back. So to adjust the seat, I'm just going to lift up, and now I have it in the incline position. Super easy to move back and forth. Something really unique to this bench that none of our other benches offer is you can get different colors. So you can see on here, we have a clear coat frame with the metallic black rails, and we have that option with all the colors we offer in this bench. So for people who like to kind of add some color and some pop to their gym, that's a really cool feature. Some other cool things about the 5200, you can get either a fixed post or an adjustable post in the back. Most people usually go for the adjustable, reason being is you can then put the bench into a decline. So for anyone who wants that option, there's a pin back here, you just pull back, slide down the post, put the bench back into the zero angle, and now you have a decline bench. This is the 4100. Yep. Previous to this, we saw the 5200 and the Blackwing. Those are really more of commercial grade benches where we're starting to get more into our home grade benches. Doesn't mean the quality's less. It's just really what it's kind of designed for. Something that's super great about this relative to our other bigger, beefier benches. A lot of times I hear customers say, oh, I have young kids, or maybe my wife can't lift those bigger benches. This is really your best option for that. Super lightweight, but still super durable, can handle a lot of beating, and a really solid bench. Again, has a nice handle to move around, has the vertical storage ability, and then just super easy to adjust. So all I have to do to adjust this bench is lift up, and it's right where I want to be. All the angle options on the rails are labeled so you know exactly what you're doing, which is super convenient. The only downside to this bench that people complain about is there is no decline on this. So this is a flat and incline bench only. So this, we have our AB 3000 2.0. Biggest difference between this and the 4100, this does decline as well. So decline, flat, incline. It comes standard with this leg roll in the front, which is great for when you're in the decline position, so you can really lock yourself in and feel really safe and secure. And this bench also offers our greatest decline angle. I believe it's 13 degrees, but greater than our Blackwing and our 5200. So to do so, all I do is take the rail in the back, set it down in the decline, and now I have a decline bench. And now for the front, I do have a pin system to adjust the seat. So all I do is pull this pin, and now I have it perfectly set up at the angle I want to do some decline benching or sit-ups or anything like that in a decline position. Next up, we have our FB 5000. So we have two of them right next to each other, both in our clear coat finish. Biggest difference being every bench we offer a standard pad and the wide pad. The standard pad is 12 inches wide is 14 inches wide. Doesn't sound like a big difference, but again, another great reason why to come to the showroom to test out both of them and really feel the difference. A lot of people feel like on the wide, they can't get as great of a range of motion, but for some of our bigger customers or people who might have a shoulder injury, it might be a great option for that shoulder stability, especially as you're kind of rehabbing and trying to get back to where you want to be. But again, we have both displayed here so everyone can know and feel the difference and figure out what's the best option for them. So here we have our GHD, which stands for Glute Ham Developer. This is a great product for a lot of different reasons, really for your midline stability, working on both your core and your lower back. Has band pegs here in the front, which are really great. What I've used for that before is you can kind of mimic a reverse hyper, where you kind of lay on the front here, take some bands, add them as resistance and kick back, which is a really cool feature. But you can also do your GHD sit-ups, your back extensions, your Nordic hamstring curls, all those great exercises. And what I love specifically about our GHD is how simple and effective it is to set up exactly where you want the leg rollers. So you just take this pin here, and it slides so easy exactly where you want it. It locks in and you're ready to go. Next, we have some weight storage options if you don't want it to be rack mounted or don't have a rack. So first we have our plate tree here, which is really great. You can fit, it has 6 different weight horns. So you can fit 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, and 55 all separately on here. You can obviously do change plates or whatever configuration of plates you have. One of my favorite features to the plate tree that we have on either side, it might be difficult to see here, but we have 2 barbell tube stands on here, so you can store up to 2 barbells on here as well with all of your plates. Next to it, we have just a floor option. This does have wheels on it, but once all this weight is on, it can still be kind of difficult to move around. But this one's a little bit more mobile, has a handle here in the front to pick up, and you can fit a ton of weight on here as well. And same as our plate tree, back in the back, we have 2 barbell tube stands that can hold 2 barbells. So not only are they great for plate storage, but bar storage as well. So this is one of my personal favorite pieces of equipment we sell here at Rep. This is a rig that you would see more traditionally in a CrossFit style gym. I think most people wish they could fit this in their house if we had the space for it, but unfortunately a lot of us don't. Some really cool things about the rig is obviously you can have a ton of people working out on it at one time, but it is very similar to our original racks. It's all the same tubing and everything like that. They're just taller, so this is 9 foot versus our more traditional 8 foot racks that we have, but can still put a lot of the same attachments, J-cups, dip stations, spotter arms, anything you can really fit on here, just like a normal rack. And then something cool is it has our longer pull-up bars. So we have the 6 foot pull-up bars that go across to kind of space it out. And then it also comes with our wall ball targets for anyone who wants to do any wall balls or any CrossFit style of workouts. This is really the perfect option for you. The whole point is there's so many different stations for everyone to be going at the same time. Like you could even have, you and I could both be over here. I could be kind of on this side. You could be on that side. So as I mentioned previously, you can take any of our other rack attachments and attach it onto a rig as well. So here we have our dip bar, which is really awesome, and you can include on here. And even below that, we also have our landmine. Something else we have as well, and this is really great for something like a rig that's taller too, for people who want to do more ring work. We have some rings hung here so that you can do ring dips, you can do ring pull-ups, you can do ring rows, ring muscle-ups, any style of training with rings. Really great to hang from your rig. Here we have some of our newer modular storage. Here we have a kind of a corner storage build. So it comes with these flat shelves in the center here to connect the entire thing. And then on the outside, you have a couple different options for storage shelves. So here on this one, we have all of the same shelf. They're called ball and plate shelves. So as you can see, they're doing a great job storing all of our slam balls and our medicine balls, but it can also be great for storing your plates as well. Other options that we have are dumbbell and then kettlebell. So the kettlebell is going to be a flat shelf that can hold more than just kettlebells. It can hold your cable attachments, bands. You can see here we have chalk, we have a foam roller, and then the dumbbell, it's pretty obvious, holds all your dumbbells, which is really cool too. And you can configure out exactly what shelves you want and how many of them you want, and you can kind of fit them in where best possible. This is just kind of a mock-up of what we have, but you can build it out however you like. And the great thing about these is they come in both the 5,000 and 4,000 series options, and they can also connect to your rack. You can build it off of your rack where you have shelving kind of attached to your rack or even inside of it, or you can do something like this that's standalone, and you can see we have the feet here on the front to make sure that it's nice and stable. We have some other companies' cardio equipment here that we have on display. We do resell some Concept 2, some Assault, some other companies' brands, and Rep's goal for the future is to come out with our own line of cardio equipment that we will hopefully have displayed in the showroom soon. Behind me, we have some foam rollers, some ab mats, some chalk, and then we have even some yoga mats. And then kind of the biggest highlight of this section is all of our different plyo boxes. So starting here, we have wood plyos that come in 3 or 4 different sizes, a small, I think an in-between, a medium, and a large. And then we have the same thing in our soft plyo as well. So the biggest difference here is it's still a wooden frame, and then they just take some foam material over top of it and then put this pretty cool cover over top of it, which I really like. And it's still all the same dimensions, but this is great for people who maybe are fearful of missing a jump or hitting their shins and want something that's a little bit softer and more forgiving than the wood. We have an adjustable plyo box, which is really cool. After that, we have our stackable boxes. So we have, again, 2 versions. We have our soft plyos over here, and then we have the wooden ones, and you can clearly see here all the different sizes we have. So 4, 6, 12, 20, and 24, and you can either buy them separately or you can buy them together as a set. So now we're moving into some of our wall-mounted racks. So here we have one that is adjustable. This is great for people who want to have a rack but don't have a ton of space. The awesome option about this is you can see we have some clevis pins here at the pull-up bar. So all I have to do to adjust this is pull those out and take off my pull-up bar. And then I have some more clevis pins here where it attaches to the wall. Again, just pull those out, and then I can fold them in and out whatever direction I want to make space. So if I have them in my garage and I want to be able to pull in my car, all I have to do is move this out of the way, pull my car back in, and I still have a multifunctional garage. So this comes in our standard height option. So we have the 80 and the 93. But it only comes in our 4,000 configuration. So there's not a 5,000 option for this. And then you can see highlighted on this rack, we have our safety squat bar. This is one of my favorite bars that we have here in the showroom. It's an incredible bar, especially for anyone who maybe has some mobility issues or just shoulder pain and can't get their back rack position great. This is an awesome option for that. And it also loads the weight differently. So it's kind of more out in front of you or even kind of next to you rather than behind you. So it's a different stimulus, but it's an awesome workout and a really cool tool to use. All right, so staying in the wall-mounted world, this is our wall-mounted Athena. So this is a really great option for someone who wants a functional trainer and a squat rack, but is trying to save space. Biggest difference between this and the one we looked at previously is this is our true PR 5000 uprights. So this is going to be fixed, which is really great for stability purposes. And then it comes with this really awesome stringer with the Rep logo on it. Some other awesome features it comes with is the rear base stabilizer is specific to this build. It has a notch here in the center, which is great for fitting your bench in and kind of centering it when you want to do your bench press. And it also has the barbell storage. So this is really your kind of all-in-one squat rack that is going to save the most space for anyone who is limited. So you can get either the 93-inch or the 80-inch with this. So anyone who's even height restricted can still get this in a shorter option as well. Only limitations to this are pull-up bars. You're really kind of limited to the straight across one just for spacing purposes. Don't have enough kind of cross members or uprights to connect it to. But other than that, it's a really great option for someone who's trying to save space. Absolutely, yep. So anything, spotter arms, dip station, landmine. You could even throw the utility seat on here if you have the spotter arms, anything like that configured to this rack as well. So this is great for if you have a flat bench. So we have a holder here on the wall that you can see that you can easily throw your bench up on here. So again, if you're trying to save space and you want to get this out of the way while you're not using it, that's a really great option. So this is something that's kind of newer as well. This is our functional trainer with storage. So they took our Athena, something that we were just looking at, they spread it out with our normal rack uprights, and then they took storage shelves and put them in between. This one is with our 6-foot storage shelves, but it can also be done with our more traditional 4-foot storage shelves. The biggest difference being the 6-foot storage shelves only come with this style of shelf. So this is called our dumbbell and kettlebell shelf. What's really cool about it is right now you can see we have it in the dumbbell variation, holding a 5 to 100 set of dumbbells, which is really awesome. But it can also be flipped over. You can't see it right now, but underneath here is a flat shelf with a little bit of a ridge or a wall here to kind of hold things in. Some other cool features that this comes with is you can add on a dual barbell hanger like we have here. On this we have bands displayed, but you could also hang barbells or cable attachments or anything like that. And again, this is really great for anyone who wants that really wide chest fly and gets a really deep stretch in that movement. So here we have our freestanding lat pull down low row tower called the Adonis. This is a really cool piece of equipment because it offers both the lat pull down and low row, but we also have a functional trainer trolley here on the front, just like you would see on any of our other cable systems. Now, unlike the functional trainer, you don't have the ability to do the chest flies, but you could do any other attachment like a tricep press down, a bicep curl, and you can even get really creative with here. What we have is our Pegasus. So this is a seat that attaches onto a rack upright. So here you can see, just like any other rack, the Adonis is built with a normal PR5000 rack upright, which means if I have something else other than the Adonis, I can take this Pegasus and I can attach it onto any other rack upright, which is really cool. Some special features specifically about the Adonis, you can either get it in a plate loaded or a selectorized version. And with the selectorized version, you can see it still comes with weight horns so that you can add extra weight onto it. With the selectorized version, it gets up to 210 pounds. With the weight horns on, you can get up to, I believe, 450 pounds, which is really great for some of our stronger customers who are really looking for a heavy lat pull down and low row. Other great features are it comes with a pegboard on the side, so you can actually hang different cable attachments. And we even have these small little change plates that come with the Adonis, and you can kind of see it has some of the cool Greek engravement on it, so that's really cool. Other features are you can see it comes with the base here so that it's freestanding, but you can also attach it to a rack if you want by either connecting it with a pull-up bar or a cross member if you want it to be attached to your pre-existing rack or setup. So you can either choose the stand or you can choose to get it connected, but all those options are on the website. It is about 92 inches tall, so it's just slightly shorter than our 93-inch rack, but that doesn't matter in terms of trying to connect it. It connects perfectly to our 93-inch racks. So it's going to come standard with a lat pull down bar, just like this, the low row bar that's there on the bottom, and then it's going to come with this steel knurled D handle. Here at Rep, we have 4 different styles of dumbbells. Starting here, we have our urethane coated ones. These are more of a commercial grade dumbbell, which is really awesome. I know some people really love the rounded heads. And we do also have a different style of rack. If you want to rack them differently, we have the Victory 2-tier dumbbell rack, which has saddles. So it's perfect for fitting in the round head, which is a really cool option. But here we just have our normal 3-tier dumbbell racks displayed. And these are all the different 5 to 50 sets. So we have the urethane, which is the circular heads. We have the Ergo Hex, which is going to have more of a tapered handle that you can see, and it's not fully knurled. We have the rubber coated, which is going to be a complete rubber coating all over the entire dumbbell. And it comes with this cool black coating with the white lettering. I think that looks pretty unique. And then we even have the straight handle, which is fully knurled, so it almost feels more like a barbell handle attached to the dumbbell than a dumbbell handle. Biggest kind of thing here is just that you're going to have to keep your trolleys all the way up as high as you can, just so that they're out of the way, especially when you're back squatting. And we'll highlight the difference between that for this and the 2.0 when we get there.